Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Been a little under the weather the last few days. Dropped this quick video this morning, and I'm going to do my best to try to drop another quick video. This is going to be mock draft 61.0. The difference now is we're going to start talking about these guys. It is December 30th at 17:32 hours. We're going to start talking about these guys, not just posting pictures on the X machine or posting pictures on their YouTube pages or just posting pictures of their mocks on their Facebooks. No, we're actually going to start talking about these players. You see, I'm going to talk about these players like off the top of my head because I've been watching them for years. I will have all my 800 guys out 3 weeks before the Beast comes out. Just like I had my last year's this last season's breakdown. I had one position left. The second the Beast came down, I shut everything down and said, this is what it is, and I'm standing on it. You can't call me no copy and paste champion, bro. This is what separates the men from the boys. From day one, this is an NFL draft channel for all 32 teams. I watch college football 12 months out of the year, 365 days out of the year. It's December 30th. I've probably done 2,000 mock drafts already, and I've published 60 of them on my X page and Facebook. But now we're going to start talking about people. We're not going to just be pointing at stuff at the Senior Bowl and saying, "Oh, he did that wrong. He did that wrong." We're going to start talking about people and getting you to know people. Things can change. We have 1 week left in the NFL season. And I'm going to be doing these for all 32 NFL teams in the draft. But this one I'm going to start off with. And I'm also going to be doing 32 3-round mock drafts along the way, which I've done 2 of them already. Unfortunately, hey, it happens, people. I happen to be a Dallas Cowboy fan. So, if the season ended today, Dallas would be picking unlucky 13. A lot of ways you can go. We're having fun. It's December 30th, people. We got January, February, March, the whole month of April. We got 4 more months to do mock drafts. And I'm probably going to publish 200 more. 30, 60, 90, 120. Probably 120 to at least 100 to 150 more mock drafts. All right. The season ended today. We were on a ding, ding. And I don't have the big fancy stuff. Ding, ding, ding. Jerry the Drunk's on the clock. Hands in the card. Mykel Williams, Georgia, at pick 13, 6'5", 260. He plays edge. He plays defensive tackle. He plays wherever he wants to. 5-sack season, was a little bit nicked up, but in the biggest games of the year, he showed up. Watch the Texas games. He lines up wherever he wants to. But let's be realistic. He's going to have to make a decision. He can stay at edge at 6'5", 260, or you can throw 30 pounds on him because he has the frame to do it. He looks skinny at 260. Legit, he looks way too skinny at 260. You can throw 30 pounds on this kid and let him just be a wrecking ball at 3 tech. inside or let him line up. Yo, keep offensive coordinators blessing. Dallas fan 1997. Thank you for jumping in the chat, man. Thank you. Love the channel. Thank you so much. Stephen. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, I know. Yeah, man. We all know the owners wanted Dak, and sadly, also a lot of the fan base did. But maybe in 4 years, they'll come back and look at channels like this if I'm around and a lot of other channels and realize we were right. So, Mykel Williams, he's going to have to make a decision. You could put 30 pounds on him, throw him the 3 tech, and he can go nuts, or let him just line up your edge. So now you have him at one edge, and you could have Sam Williams and Micah Parsons, who has CTE already, rotate at edge, the other edge. Dun, dun, dun. Pick 45. Dallas Cowboys select Alfred Collins, defensive tackle, Texas, 6'5", 330, 24 tackles, 1 forced fumbles. This is your zero tech, people. Maxi pad was a joke. Where's the Gooch and Urkel? I got it on tape. I got the phone call when I called up and I said, don't you think Brian Barise was the proper pick? And they were like, nope. It was Mozzie Smith. I go, okay, we'll find out. Alfred Collins is going to be your zero tech. Worst case, you can throw, maxi pad to relieve him. This dude, if you can get Alfred Collins from Texas at 45, that is a major, major steal. Like I said before, people, this is December 30th. We're having fun. We have 4 more months of this, and a lot of these rankings are going to change. But the difference in me is I'm talking about the draft 12 months out of the year, and I'm talking about mocks 4 months before all these other half-ass blowjobs jump up on here and do it real quick. Best beard on YouTube. Dun, dun, dun. You like that, right? Pick 77. Running back, Kyle Monangai out of Rutgers. To be honest with you, I would be shocked if he falls this low. 5'9", 215. Do me a favor, people. Compare his body style to Austin Gentry. Austin Gentry looks like this. Kyle Monangai is a local kid who I've been watching since high school. He's a 5'9", 215-pound bowling ball. 2 straight years in the Big Ten with 1,300 yards plus with 13 touchdowns. Last year, he led the Big Ten in rushing at Rutgers. Listen, 2 years in a row, 1,300 yards, 2 years in a row, 13 TDs. I'm sorry, playing at Rutgers, those numbers to me are more impressive than Austin Gentry's number at Boise State. Not that I'm hating on the kid, I'm just speaking facts. Because beside Boise State's one game, except Oregon, they played St. Mary's Church of the Blind every other game. So let's put this as a question. You could believe it in the chat. What would Austin Gentry's rushing numbers have been if he played in the Big Ten or the SEC? And I'm not hating on the kid. Throw that kid on the Chiefs, he'll have 1,700 yards. Throw that kid on Buffalo, he'll have 1,700 yards. Throw him on Philadelphia, he'll go for that. Listen, bro, I'm not hating on him. He's just not the right player for Dallas. Trying to get through this draft, I'm a little sick. At 149, because we gave away our 4th for a useless quarterback that never saw the field in Trey Lance. So we just went about 70 picks. We're picking at 149. Landon Barton, linebacker, Utah. 6'4", 244. What are we noticing, people? What are we noticing? I don't know if Zimmer's going to be there. I don't care if he's going to be there. I want bigger linebackers. And even though this kid is 6'4", 244, 28 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions. I'm just going to comp him real quick to the Detroit Lions, Jack Campbell, who came out of Iowa like 2 years ago, and he's similar, 6'4", 240, and I was blowing him up and Micah McFadden from Indiana, and everybody was saying, "Oh, Jack Campbell, he's way too slow. He's going to get burdened to the outside." How's he looking at the Lions now? There is a method to my madness, people. Landon Barton, linebacker, Utah. Next pick is 168. This is a kid I am a lot higher on than a lot of other people. This kid runs, there's a saying, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. This kid is 6 foot 230, and he runs like he's 260. Nicholas Singelton, running back, Penn State. He had a little bit short of 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, and I didn't even put down his receptions out of the backfield. I wanted Kingsley from BYU over Guyton last year. He's now a starter for Kansas City. Yeah. BYU linemen scare me. No joke. You can Google this. In the last 50, in the last 50 years, there's been one good offensive lineman out of BYU. And he played in the 80s, and his name was Billy Ard, and he was a center for the Giants. It just seems like they all just fail in the NFL. A lot of the reasons is because they're like 25, 26. But Kingsley Suamataia, straight up beast, bro. When they show him jumping out of the pool, kid's definitely an athlete. But BYU linemen scare me. So I'm going to be honest with you, I would have passed him. And even if I would have been wrong from 50 years to 1 pick, I'll take those odds. Because I've said I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. And Mohamed El-Wanibi, look up that, people. Look what year he came out. That's like in the 80s. Yo, BYU linemen and the NFL for some reason do not pan out. But I am a lot higher on Nicholas Singleton than a lot of other people are. Him and Katron Allen were 2 monsters. And I'm not a Penn State fan at all. But what this shit they pulled with Paterno and Sandusky, I am not a Penn State fan. To you. All right, next kid. Pick 170. Dun, dun, dun. Jay Higgins, linebacker, Iowa, 6'2", 245. What are we noticing, people? Much bigger players. This isn't Dan Quinn where we're drafting 205-pound linebackers and calling them, he actually 205-pound safeties and calling them linebackers. We're getting bigger, people. We're beefing up the trenches. We're getting running backs. There'll be other drafts where there'll be tight ends in. There'll be running backs. It's December 30th. We're playing. Don't crucify me over one draft. Jay Higgins, 6'2", 245, 4 interceptions, 45 tackles, 1 sack, like I said, 4 INTs, all over the field for Iowa. Both of Iowa's linebackers were straight up monsters this year. If this kid, Jay Higgins, falls this far, bro, it would be crazy. But like I said, it's December 30th. We're having fun. But we're not going to just be posting pictures and not talking about people and saying, yeah. No, we're actually dropping knowledge because this is what I do 12 months out of the year. I have maybe $20 videos up, and that's just when I'm ready to bitch and rant. I didn't even watch yesterday's game. For what? For what reason? Next kid. This is why you got to watch football on Tuesday nights. And like, let's be honest, people. Like, what are you doing on Tuesday nights? The MAC conference plays a lot of games during the season on Tuesday nights on ESPN. If not on ESPN, you go to YouTube and there's some nerd in his basement showing the game. Pick 171. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like I'm doing a thing from The Price is Right. Pick 171. Darius Alexander, defensive tackle, 6'4", 310. 40 tackles, 4 sacks, and an INT. This 6'4", 310, and I would even make this kid bigger. I would throw an extra 20 pounds on him because he's a big kid and he has the frame to throw the size on, and he has crazy production. If we draft all these big linebackers and then we need some smaller, we can put Marquise Bell back at linebacker. We could put Overshown. You want a small linebacker, you know? Wanye Thomas. I know he had a shoulder surgery. He had a shoulder or right arm injury at the NFL. You can throw him back in there. But Darius Alexander, defensive tackle, Toledo, another big monster DT I'm throwing out there. I don't know if I said linebacker or not, but this kid is a defensive tackle. So I basically gave you 2 zero techs and an edge /3. Not bad, people. The trenches are a joke. I don't care if you have, you have the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL, and our best defensive tackle was Linval Joseph this year, bro. That's a joke. But instead of watching NBA, if you were watching the MAC on Tuesday nights, you would know about this kid. That's why I've been watching him for months. Crazy productive, this kid. Next kid at pick 187. Don't like that pick number, but that's the number, 187. Offensive tackle, left tackle, Anthony Belton. He slid right in from, does anyone remember his name? Ike Ikwamu. I wasn't as high on him as a lot of other people were. He was pretty stiff to me, to be honest. Anthony Belton, NC State, left tackle. He slid in for Icky in 2022, and he's been a starter in 2023, 2024. 6'6", 330. This kid, people are all over the board on him. Some people are calling him a 3rd-round pick. Some people are calling him a 7th-round pick. It's December 30th, people. After the combine, after everything, we'll know a lot more. We're having fun, and I'm dropping knowledge that you're not going to get on any other channel. This is a draft channel. 365 days out of the year, 12 months. I think I got like 160 videos. I'm a Dallas fan. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not perfect. I just look perfect. Because I'm the best there is, the best there was, and best there ever will be. I'm a jokester, people, and I'm feeling under the weather. It came back. So, last pick of the draft, pick 210, giving you Holland Pierce, left tackle, Rutgers, 6'8", 350. I'm going to repeat that again. Holland Pierce, Rutgers, 6'8", 350. Left tackle / right tackle. He's a 3-year starter. He started right tackle his first 2 years at Rutgers. He's a former 6'8", 460-pound walk-on. Think about this, kids, young kids who you pursuing your dream. If people don't laugh at your dreams ain't big enough. This kid walked on to Rutgers at 6'8", 450. Now he's going to be playing in the NFL. He played 2 years at right tackle at Rutgers. Good content. Boom. Thank you, Charlene. This first year he played like right tackle. Last 2 years, left tackle. This kid could tie his shoes standing up. And it's funny. You can look him up on YouTube. Ironically, in a lot of his videos, he's always, I'm smiling, and I never smile. He's always wearing a Dallas Cowboy t-shirt, this kid. In my opinion, though, he's a right tackle in the NFL. In my opinion. In my opinion, he's a little bit stiff and will get exposed on an island. So I would switch him to right tackle in the NFL, and at worst, slide him into right guard. That's like after like 2, 3 years. You know what I'm trying to say? Ironically, did a video. I've done this is probably my fourth video on Holland Pierce. I did a video on Holland Pierce in May. Yet the Athletic did their first video. Dane Brugler did his first video on this kid like a month ago, like right around Thanksgiving, saying this kid is flying up the board. Dane, you know my email, hit me up. Like I said, his breakdowns are like, he goes back to high school, everything. His breakdowns are the best. I've been doing this longer. Do I agree with him on 100% of everything? No, absolutely not. We're two different individuals. Plus, I'm older than him and I have a different outlook on things. He'll blow me out of the water with quarterbacks and probably corners. Any other position, I'll match him. We'll match him. Listen, bro, I'm 100% confident. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm bad at. And what I'm good at, I'll put myself up against anybody. So this is draft 61.0 mock draft. Like I said, we're going to be dropping mock drafts for all 32 NFL teams, and we're also going to be dropping mock drafts like a three-round mock draft, all 32 teams. If Pierce ends up at right tackle on the Cowboys, where will we play Guyton? I'd like to move Guyton. I'm with you 100%. That's why I would put Holland Pierce at right guard then. If Nathan Thomas, the kid from Louisiana Tech, doesn't pan out, who's been on IR. You know, listen, just check out Rutgers Holland Pierce. This kid, his arms go down to his ankles. He's ridiculous. And I've been watching this kid for 3 years. Go to my channel. One of my first videos was about Rutgers players, and I talked about him. And yet Dane Brugler said in November, around Thanksgiving, Holland Pierce is flying up the boards. There's a method to my madness, people. Listen, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But I come off sarcastic, but I'm not. That's just the way I talk, man. And I'm a funny individual, and I'm dropping knowledge. And I ain't going to tell you I know something about somebody when I don't. I'll look it up. It is what it is, bro. This is not math. This is football. X's and O's. People make it a lot harder than it should be. Say it was a good game, Missouri and Iowa. Colby played, my right guard. He was in there. Luke Lachey, whose dad played in the NFL. Iowa's tight end played. Caleb Johnson sat out. Luther Burden from Missouri sat out. There was some good players in there, and Iowa has some good young linebackers and running backs for next year's. So this is what we're going to do. This was Dallas Draft 61.0. So for each week, I am going to do a video like this, doing a mock draft for Dallas, because next week we'll know the final where Dallas is going to pick. And like I said, then I'll be doing mocks for the 31 other teams in the NFL. And then I'll also be throwing out 2 and 3 round mock drafts for all 32 teams. That's going to take like an hour, but it's a long show. Hey, what are you going to do? That'll be like a Friday night or Saturday, or probably maybe like a Wednesday or Tuesday or something. Throw it in there. Tuesdays are pretty slow. But you see, the NFL season and college season is closing down, and my season is ramping up. I remember the Rutgers video. I don't remember all the players. But now, well, if you go down, you'll see, like, in the information, I have everyone's name listed, what number they were drafted at, their name, their college, their height, and their weight. And we went in the first round with Mykel Williams, defensive end / defensive tackle, Georgia. He lines up with 6'5", 260. He lines up wherever he wants to be. If he's going to stay at that size, he's going to move to edge. And then we'll just throw Sam Williams and him and Micah can go back and forth. Or this is the mad scientist in me. I look at people and be like, yo, you could put 30 pounds on this kid, and this kid's a wrecking ball. This kid legit, what Texas has the best offensive line in college football, and I said that in May. Watch both. Anyone wants to talk shit about this kid, Mykel Williams? Watch both Texas versus Georgia games, bro. I'm a little under the weather. Got to run to the bathroom. Doing my best, man. Trying to get the content out there. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping 5 more players from the HBCU, and it's ironic, man. Like now, you're starting to see some people throw out HBCU kids they're so underrated and winds up not getting drafted and getting the camps, but yet they're still making the teams and getting their bread because we all know when we're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. See you tomorrow, everybody.